I'm sure you've heard the news, countries arguing, borders changing, new nations popping up. But how do states really get started? Let's make sense of it. Imagine a world with no rules, just people doing their own thing. That's how human society began, small groups fending for themselves. But as populations grew, so did problems. Who gets what land? How do we keep the peace? Enter the need for something bigger, an organized state. Some theories say states formed because people needed protection, think war, crime, or just keeping order. Others suggest it was all about farming. When people settled down and owned land, they needed rules and leaders. And then there's the social contract idea. People agreed to give up some freedom for safety and stability. But states didn't just pop up overnight. It took centuries for families, tribes, and kingdoms to mix, merge, and sometimes fight until borders started to stick. Today, states are everywhere, but they're still changing and evolving. So next time you see a map, remember, behind every border is a long story of people trying to live together, solve problems, and create something bigger than themselves. That's the theory of state formation, simple but kind of epic, right? There are two main forms of state formation in international law. First, the declarative theory. This says a state exists if it has a defined territory, a permanent population, a government, and the capacity to enter into relations with other states. Second, the constitutive theory. Here, a state only exists if other states recognize it as such. Recognition by the international community is key. Two important milestones: the Treaty of Westphalia in 1648, which established the idea of sovereign states, and the Montevideo Convention of 1933, which set out the criteria for statehood still used today.